Well, before we get into things, this is your reminder to enter the giveaway for this glorious hat right here that I'm wearing, but there's also one on the table.
I forgot to bring mine, but yes, it's right here.
Yep.
It's a glorious hat. This is the first, actual piece of merch, other than the two hats that we have, that is going to be out to the people.
Yep.
And yes, we are going to make more in the future. We will have more coming out.
But why would you want to pay for it if you could get it for free?
Exactly. And maybe this is the only style that we put out for free. Maybe we did different styles.
Yeah.
So this could be an exclusive. You never know. So just keep a lookout. It's coming up soon.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Same on YouTube, TikTok. Just instead of subscribing, follow.
What about Instagram?
Same thing on Instagram. Follow.
We're on all social medias.
Follow, eh?
Follow the podcast.
But y'all, make sure to enter. You don't want to miss this one. It is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Heck yeah.
To join the KI100 family, baby.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Oh, that was clean.
What it do, podcast world?
Oh, I didn't
It's your boy Aaron in the podcast studio.
It's your boy
with
Cricket
and a special guest, our boy. We know a lot of Jakes. Let's just put it that way. It's our boy.
Hey, it's JD in the podcast studio. Jacob Doan.
Yes, sir. How we doing, Jacob?
Pretty good. I'm really excited.
Yeah. It's great to be back with the spill. What do you think about the spill?
Spill.
This is his first time trying the spill.
It's actually really good. I didn't expect it to actually taste like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah.
So pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, most people when we say caffeinated, they think carbonated, but it's just a protein shake that has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
It's two different things. But hope y'all are doing amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling good, smelling good, looking good.
I don't know about smelling. I'm not smelling good.
Get some cologne for this boy.
I actually just got some. I forgot to apply it today.
What kind you get?
I don't actually remember.
Oh.
I got it while I was in Cancun.
Oh.
So.
So Mexican cologne?
Yeah. It smells really good though. I like it.
Well.
It smells like tacos.
How you feeling, my boy?
I'm good. I'm really excited. Kind of nervous.
Nah.
Don't be.
nervous.
Y'all, so I'll hand it over to him to introduce himself here in a second, but this is the newest member of our college group.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, correct.
He just graduated.
Come on now.
Congratulations to you, my sir.
Thank you.
At 16 years old. Wild.
Yeah. I think I'm
Wow.
making Christian feel old because he's known me for quite some time.
Yeah.
Does he look 16-year-old? No.
He looks older than me.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
If I could get a beard, I'd be fine.
You know who he looks like?
fine.
Look dead straight at the camera for me. I'll throw up a picture. Right there.
Who are you going to show?
Simon Peter from The Chosen.
Okay.
That's who you
I'm
look
fine
like.
with that.
Hey, I mean,
You're a wider version of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
hey, he's a pretty cool person to look like. Yeah.
It is that time.
What is that time?
It is icebreaker time.
Heck yeah. All
Do
right.
it.
This is it, guys. Would you rather have a South Park themed wedding or a Family Guy themed funeral?
South Park.
So I haven't really watched any of those shows, and so I don't
Have you
really...
seen clips of them though?
I've seen clips, but
Okay.
it's been at least 5 months
'Cause-
since I've been on any social media.
Eric Cartman at my wedding. Bruh.
No, he's not at your wedding. It's just themed that way.
Yeah,
Like,
no, hear me out. We're going to have somebody in an Eric Cartman inflatable, and we're just going to be having a Bluetooth speaker playing Eric Cartman quotes as they're just walking around. Yeah.
I guess I'll say Family Guy funeral, because then at least everyone will be laughing. You know?
I guess I have to say Family Guy funeral because I'm already married. I can't have my wedding.
Running back. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring
All right,
them
can
out.
we do
the
Bring them out.
ceremony?
All right, Katrina, we're gonna redo it real quick. We gotta have a South Park theme wedding. I think I'd pick Family Guy funeral though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what that would look like.
Me neither.
That's what I'm trying to.
You guys both are funeral?
Yeah, I have
Family
to
Guy
choose.
funeral?
I have to choose funeral.
South Park wedding.
I don't think.
My wife is going to love me.
Yeah. I think that would not make my wife or my mom or parents or my wife's parents happy.
Would not make anybody
Yeah.
happy.
I think they might reconsider the whole wedding if I said this is what it's gonna be.
If I could choose, if I hadn't already gotten married, I would choose South Park wedding.
Yeah.
I think that would be hilarious.
Run it back. On that note, Jake, if you want to give a brief rundown of your name, your social security number, your address, phone number, your bank account information.
Do not know most of that. I'm Jacob Doan.
And that's all, folks.
See you next time on Keeping It 100.
There's no G.
On Keeping It 100.
Yeah.
He's done that a lot recently, and internally I'm screaming every time. Do you see a G on this hat?
I'm dyslexic. But there's really not much else. I mean, I'm really involved here at church. I've been coming here on and off my whole life. I've lived in Southern Illinois my whole life, but I mean, whenever I was down here, I would go. I play bass at youth. Shout out to New Hope Christian Academy. I just graduated from there. Played. Played bass on our worship team. Gave a few messages.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I just pretty much Jacob Doan is all that I am.
Man, if you just want to start out by telling us how you came to Christ, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been coming to church my whole life. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to ask my mom to be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure like 2 weeks after I was born, I was at a church camp.
Wow.
It was Camp
That's
Oxford
awesome.
because my parents, they both worked there and stuff. But yeah, I grew up in church and around church. My parents and family have been super involved in deliverance ministry pretty much everywhere we went. So I've always known about Jesus. But my faith really took a turn my freshman year of high school. We had just moved back down from Chicago, and it was March, and my dad got diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer, and I was already in a bad spot with anxiety and depression and just a whole bunch of stuff. But like that really took me into a plummet, and eventually probably around summer camp, so probably around June, I hit rock bottom. I was like, I just don't want to do anything anymore. Actually, I think it was our mission trip to Mexico.
Oh, was it?
Because my dad was getting a major surgery.
I remember that.
He was getting a major surgery while we were in Mexico, and that like really made my anxiety perk up. And we were on this mission trip at Mexico, and we were having a worship night. It was funny because I think most of us had gone to the wrong place, so we started it really late. And so we were going around and we were singing songs, and everyone was about to leave, and I just felt God tug on my heart. And so I said, everyone hold up, and I confessed like that I'd been struggling with lust for a long time. And like I really felt chains break, and like that's when I really came to know Jesus truly and have that pure love for him, because I hit rock bottom, and there wasn't really anywhere else I could go with my dad, because there's no cure for cancer except Jesus. And so it was really through his diagnosis that God brought me back to him.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool, because it's like, God uses we've said this so many times before, but it's like God really can use the bad for the good.
Romans 8:28.
Yeah, like anytime I talk about my testimony, I always say, it really sucked, and I hate that I had to go through it. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade it for anything, because I mean, I partially I believe that my faith is so sturdy because of where I turned around. There's a song I love. It's called Breakthrough. I can't remember who it's by, but it says rock bottom is a firm foundation.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think my faith is so strong because I hit rock bottom, and from there I could only go up.
Yeah.
It's like when Jesus gave the teaching about like drink my blood and eat my flesh, and like a bunch of his disciples left, and he asked the 12, he's like, "Are you gonna leave too?" And Peter's like, "Where would we go?" Like that's kind of what my come to was. It was like I have nowhere else to go. Like I've tried everything else. There's nowhere left.
There's a song by Ben Fuller, and one of the lyrics is, "I had nowhere to turn but Jesus," and I love that song. And I mean, it's so true. You know, sometimes we hit a rock bottom and we have nowhere to go but Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen to that.
So I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've just always known Christ growing up.
Yeah, I've always known about him. You know, like my parents, my entire family really has been involved in deliverance ministry since before I was born. And I've moved around a lot. I've moved probably about 10 times in my life.
Yeah.
But wherever we moved, we were always involved in a church. You know, we always went Sunday nights, and when I got old enough, I always went Wednesday nights. And so, you know, I've grown up in church and knowing Christ, but never like truly being in relationship with him till about freshman year, and that's when my faith really turned.
Was there any point that you just, because obviously there's a point we reach where our faith becomes our own and we're not relying on our parents' faith. Was there ever a point you questioned it, or did you just always know from a young age that that's what you believed in?
Well, I mean, I've questioned it a few times, but you know, I've seen too much.
Yeah.
To like think it's false.
Right.
Like again, my parents have been in deliverance ministry. I've always been involved in a church, and I've seen miracles. I've experienced them, and so I've never really like questioned it to the point where I was like, I don't really believe this.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've questioned my salvation a few times, but like I've never questioned that God is real.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I can definitely say the same. It's like once you see it and you experience it, it's hard to deny it. Like you can't deny it once you felt it.
Yeah.
And 100%.
So you touched on there's been things that have kind of held you back sometimes. One thing that was very meaningful to me, this is one of my mentees, as I like to say. It's been awesome seeing you grow, and I'm very proud of you, just in life in general. One thing I'd love to hear is just how God's worked in your life and how he's pulled you out of pits that you might have stumbled into and all that. Because, man, for a 16-year-old, you've been through a lot, and you've gotten through it, and you've kept Jesus at the front of it all, and so very proud of you.
Yeah. I'd say the main way he's pulled me out of all my pits is community.
Yeah.
I've always had, well, not always, but since I moved back here, I've always had a pretty good community. And I'm one of those people, just earlier we found out my dad's cancer came back, I think it was Monday. And I was going through a rough patch Wednesday before youth group.
Yeah.
And I'm texting my friend, and they just say, like, are you still going to be at youth? And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't want to go. I'd really rather stay home, but I'm not going to let the devil use this to take church away from me. I've always been a firm believer in how strong a good community can be. And God has, I was talking to my mom about a year ago, and I was talking about just my testimony. I was like, I really think God brought us back down here in preparation for Dad's diagnosis. Because without the community I don't even know if I would still be here. Like, it's just without those people who really truly cared for me and like stuck by me, like I don't know where I would be without them.
Yeah.
So
how long have you been like consistently here? Because it feels like it's been forever. Like, to be honest.
Well, I moved down. Like my family didn't come down, but I came down the camp of my 8th grade year, and I just stayed. So almost 4 years. August 11th, I think, will be the official 4-year mark.
That's crazy. It feels like it's been so much longer than that.
Yeah, well, I think it's because, like, I spent a lot of my summers down here as a kid, and then, winter breaks, we came up. And so it's like you've seen me.
A lot, yeah.
Like, occasionally every year, and then now it's been consistently, and so it's kind of like that. Oh yeah, he's just always been here.
Yeah.
I've been here for 3 years, and I've known him ever since. So
Yeah,
it's just
I remember. I think the camp I went and talked to you about was your first camp.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing you pull up, and I think it was Jake who was talking to you when you first came up. I think.
probably.
Was that at Camp Oxford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
That's
out to Camp Oxford.
Camp Oxford is the only camp I've been to. So the crossing what we're getting ready to go to is gonna be my first like legit camp experience. So
Lucky.
I'm excited.
Lucky that you get to go.
But no, I think we can touch on it as much or as little as you want to, but I do want to say how meaningful that was to me, because coming into such a new environment for me. Growing up, I grew up in a Methodist church where I didn't have like youth group like this. And so, I had my friends and stuff, but I didn't have what I call true community as a church body. And so, I had only been going to a little chapel for a month and showed up to this church camp. And, well, I don't remember who it was. I had a couple people had said, like, hey, you should pop out.
Yeah.
Because I was working, of course. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And I decided to pop out. And
That was the first year?
Yeah.
Gosh. I remember, didn't I text you? And ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's crazy.
So literally a month in, because we did that whole dance. That choreographed dance.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Was that the year you ripped your pants, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot happened. A lot happened that church camp.
I remember, like, that camp that year, it felt like I knew you, like, so well.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I guess it would have been 3 years ago. Then I'm going. So in September it will be 3 years that I've been at Little Chapel. So I've just been saying 3 years. But being so new to the environment and stuff, and seeing all the kids just on fire for Jesus.
Yeah.
But also unashamed just to, show that. That was pretty cool. And then having people like you come up to me and just talk to me and stuff. It was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I like Camp Oxford more than Crossings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a bias towards Camp Oxford. I mean, every summer I was there a lot. But it's like Crossings is great. So much fun. Like, good people. All the workers there do such good work. But it's really big.
Yeah, like I really have nothing wrong to say with it. There's nothing bad about
there's nothing
about Crossings, but there's something about Camp Oxford that's just so nice.
Because it's a lot smaller, and you're with like the people.
You're with everyone that you know.
And like when you're in there worshiping, like you don't have to worry about like what someone else like from a different church is gonna think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like you're like I know these people. I've been like around these people all the time. Like I could praise comfortably around these people.
Yeah.
Like, there's just that. And it's harder to feel left out because there's so few people. And, like, not everyone's going off. Because at Camp Oxford, there's, like, 3 things to do in free time. And so it's, like, there's not 1,000 things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just smaller. And a lot of times that smaller connection makes the Spirit come quicker.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Spirit can come wherever he wants to come, but when you're like worshiping the Lord and like every heart is attuned to like just Spirit come, it's gonna come really heavily. And at big camp things like I've experienced, it's hard to get that because not everyone is focused on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So there's another topic I want to get into, but before we transition into that, I want to ask for somebody who's listening who might be dealing with those kind of stuff that you were. What advice do you have for them? What encouragement do you have?
Well, I guess I'll just kind of go through the list. One of my biggest things was lust and like pornography and stuff. And like I still struggle with that sometimes. But 2 things with that. Number 1 is in Genesis, in the story of Joseph, when Potiphar's wife is coming after him, he physically runs away. Mm-hmm. And so physically flee from sin. Like when I like really start struggling with my thoughts, I like stop what I'm doing. I physically get up and I move to another room. Another thing is don't be alone. Don't isolate. That's a hard part for me because I like my alone time. But like just being around one other person who's like in the room, or like having your room's door open, that'll help you a lot because all of a sudden it's a lot easier to get caught. Anxiety. I was recently just healed of my chronic anxiety actually at the roads in North City. They had an immersion service. I got in the water.
I got legit chill when you told me that the other day. I got chills. I was like, wow.
Yeah, like so for about 3 years since my dad got diagnosed, I had chronic anxiety, and every morning and every night I'd be nauseous, and I had to take medicine for it. But it's about a month ago, and I haven't had to take my medicine since.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. But with anxiety, the biggest thing is gratitude. Paul writes in Philippians, I think, never cease in praying, always be thankful, or something like that. It's Philippians 4:3, I think. And I can't remember who it was, but I was talking to someone about it, and they said anxiety cannot coexist with gratitude. And so, like, if you deal with anxiety constantly, I'd say every morning when you wake up, name something you're thankful for. Like maybe it's that you got to wake up today. Maybe it's you have a roof over your head. Maybe you're like get to go do something super exciting today, or like, but just like say, you know what, I'm thankful for this. And if you're anxious about a specific situation, like finding something in that to be thankful for will help tremendous amounts.
Yeah, definitely.
Like with my dad, I always just say I'm thankful I've had my dad for as long as I have, because he's older, like he's 61, I think, and so like, and he's had health issues before, but it's just like, I'm grateful that I still have my dad, because some people my age don't have fathers. It's like I'm grateful that I have a dad to worry about.
My dad's 63 and my mom's 66.
Yeah. So, and then with depression, which I struggled with, community. Having people that won't let you sit in your depression, or who will not let you just dwell on those thoughts. I know I struggle with it, and one of the most important people in that time, they just didn't let me sit in it. They said, no, you're not going to be depressed. No, you're not going to, like, I'm not going to leave you alone and let you wallow in self-pity. Like, I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk. And it's just like having people who won't leave you out to dry or encourage that. If you're dealing with depression, I'd encourage you to get away from negative people.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're really good friends with them, I'm not saying, like, cut off all contact, but, like, distance yourself and start hanging around positive people.
That's such a mic drop, because you literally, the saying of you become who you hang around, so true.
Yeah, it is.
When I'm around negative people, I feel myself being more negative. When I'm around more positive people, I feel myself being more positive. So there's a lot of truth behind that.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to be sad and depressed when everyone else around you is laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it, because it just changes the atmosphere.
It does.
And so, like, that's what I'd encourage you is just, the main thing is, like, for all of those, never isolate yourself.
Yeah.
Isolation is one of the strongest weapons the enemy has, because, one of the common things God calls us, or Jesus calls us, is sheep. And sheep are not, solo animals.
Yeah.
They're always in herds. And so, like, I've heard people say, like, humans are pack animals.
Yeah.
Like, they're never meant to be alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So good.
When a wolf is by itself, when a sheep is by itself, the wolf always will go for that one, That's just how it works, And, I mean, for me, I think that was really important for me, too, because I struggled with pornography and lust, heavily as well. And, I always got tempted and attacked more when I was by myself. Like, I'd be in my basement, and that's when I would, I would fall the most, because I was just by myself all the time. So I think that was really good. And also, I'm like he said, we're both really proud of you. And, you might be the mentee, but you're also kind of a mentor, even to me. because I mean, it's just crazy being able to watch you grow in your faith. You've just been a huge influence on my life too. And that one night at a Mexico trip, I honestly would not be the same person I am today if it weren't for you staying out in your faith. Because when you started that, then I felt, I still struggled with it then. And if you hadn't came out and said that you struggled with that, I wouldn't have been able to come out like that either. Yeah. And so I thank you so much for doing that, man.
One of my favorite sayings is it only takes one. And it may mean it only takes one person, but sometimes it's like it only takes one step. And it's like, it just takes one time to be obedient and follow the Lord.
Yeah.
And so much freedom can come from that. Because, I remember that night at Mexico, it wasn't just me that got freed. A lot of people got freed from stuff.
Yeah.
And, we just think if I hadn't done that, how many people wouldn't have. And, I mean, that's not glorifying to me because I know God would have moved in some other way. But it's like, how much longer would they have suffered if I hadn't just jumped out right then,
right?
Jumped in the faith.
Yeah.
And so it's always be bold. We're made to be bold, not fear. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. So just be bold, because even if it doesn't affect you as much, it will affect someone else.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And the community thing is just huge. No matter what it is you're going through, no matter if there's not something specific, community is just so important.
Yeah.
You need them to not only hold you accountable, but just to lift you up when you're down. Yeah. How you said with depression, being around people helps.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Jesus was never alone unless he was praying with the Father.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no time in saying, there's nowhere in the Bible that says Jesus went off on his own to go hang out by himself.
Yeah.
He was always with his disciples.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, if Jesus wasn't ever alone, why should we always be alone?
Amen to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, man, one thing I want to touch on is the 3 years I've known you, I've always spoken the word leader over you. I see you as a leader, and I see you being a leader for your entire life. I don't know if that looks like a lead pastor or whatever, but that's what I see you doing. It's on your heart to lead, from my understanding. What's kind of your thought process with all that? Is that something you feel like is from God, or how's that for you?
Yeah, I feel like it's something from God, because my mom always tells me that, ever since I was young, I just attracted people, and I always wanted everyone to be included, and I was always a leader. And sometimes I question it. I'm like, do I really want to be a leader, or is this really what God has for me? But I just it comes really naturally for me. Mm-hmm. And so I really do think it's from God, because everywhere I've gone, I've been put in a place of leadership or a place of influence without actually trying mm-hmm. to obtain that. And so I really do think it's from God.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like he said, you are truly the most mature 16-year-old. When I just can't fathom the fact that you're 16, because you're ahead of the ball game in so many ways. You've got great head on your shoulders, and you're chasing after the Lord a lot more than any 16-year-old I know. So, mm-hmm. Like he said, the whole mentor thing, dude, keep going. You're gonna bring, God's already doing so much through you, and I foresee him, whether it's, like I said, a pastor role or whatever, I see God using you to bring a lot of people to Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep at it.
Yeah, for sure. And ending and closing, we always ask 2 questions, for every person that we have on the podcast. The first question being, our name is Keeping It 100. And so, that means keeping God 100% in the middle and keeping ourselves 100% authentic, mm-hmm. Being that authentic person that God calls us to be. And so how do you keep your life, and how are you 100% authentic and keep Christ in the center of everything?
The analogy I've always liked is our lives are like a dresser. And so God doesn't want to be the number one drawer or the top drawer. He wants to be where all the drawers go in. And so I make sure that everything in my life has a little bit of Christ in it.
Come on.
If you know me, you know that something I say a lot is all I really do is school, church, and home. And I used to go to a Christian school, so Christ was in that. Christ is obviously in the church. And then, my family are all believers, and so Christ is always there. And like that's my main thing is I really don't like doing a lot of things outside of Christ, because I find that it's just not as fulfilling. I mean, that doesn't mean like I'm at the church 24/7, but like I honestly don't really like to hang out around people who don't like talk about Christ, because I mean, that's not like throwing a stone at like if you don't talk about Christ, I'm not going to be your friend, but it's like the world's such a negative place. And it's such a dark place, and we need so much light in it. And when I'm not with Christ, I fail to see that light, and it's
a good thing that you don't feel that fulfillment from anything else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no shame in that.
Yeah, but like just put him in everything you do, even if it's just a little. Like I mean, I listen to music a lot, but around probably a year ago, I stopped listening to a lot of secular music, and now I really only listen to Christian music, like whether it's Christian folk or worship or whatever it is, like 24/7. I almost have it playing.
Yeah.
It's like because whatever I'm doing, he's there in the music. It's music uplifting him.
That's good. That's definitely a hard thing to do in like today's world. There's just there's a lot of Christian music being produced as well, but it's like the amount of secular and like hateful music that's being produced is like it's like that tenfold. It's hard. It's hard because it's like it's weird how the enemy uses music. It's like he uses it by making songs catchy and like getting them stuck in your head. And so it's like it's hard to cut out secular music, and so that's awesome, dude. I'm really proud of you for that.
And I feel like we don't give music enough thought in how the enemy uses it, because I think a lot of times what we forget is Lucifer, Satan, was basically the worship leader or worship pastor of heaven. And so he knows how to use songs.
Right.
And he knows how to place your worship in things, whether it's Christ or something else. And music is powerful. Like our praise and our worship unto the Lord is powerful, but just as that, our praise and worship to other things is powerful. And something I like when I talk about this is I just say, we're all going to live in the Father's house. Like that's what heaven is. And so imagine you have this room. It's in God's house, and it's just blank. Like all there is a bed and a dresser, nothing else. And then just go and fill that room with everything you love. Your favorite song artist, your favorite movie, and then once it's all filled, just look around and be like, what would God allow in here?
That's good.
Like, I'm going to say something. Like, would God allow me to listen to Kendrick Lamar blaring? And like, I'm going to call it out. Like it does. If the Lord hasn't convicted you on that, I'm not saying like,
that'll preach.
No, but like,
they not like us.
But I mean, really, if all you're listening to is like secular music, it's not terrible. I'm not saying you can never listen to a secular song because it's about conviction. I'm not gonna force my conviction onto someone else.
It's about conviction, but it's also about what you're even listening to. Because not every secular song has bad stuff in it. It can be like that neutral, like. It's not about God, but it's not about drugs.
Not about sex, drugs, partying.
But like, I have this one friend who I went to school with, and throughout the entire 3 years I've known him, he's been like big into country and stuff, and like always saying that. And this year, I've just noticed that a lot of what he sings is worship songs. And I texted him the other day. I'm like, hey, I just noticed this, and I felt like I should point it out. Like, recently, all I've really been hearing you sing are country or Christian songs. And I was like, I just want to commend that in you because it shows a change. Because it shows that his heart posture is no longer on, like, just music, but it's on God. And he's reflecting that through the music he sings. And again, like, I'm not saying, you have to cut everything secular out of your life. But I am saying what goes in comes out. garbage in, garbage out. That's what my principal always says. And so, like, just think about what you're letting in, because that'll tell you what you're going to let out.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing you said, you're talking about how powerful music is. I got a buddy who does music, Noah Schnacky, and he did acting as a kid. And one of the questions he's always been asked is, why music over acting, or why do you love music so much? Why do you do music? And his answer has always stuck with me. He said in a movie, you can make someone feel so many emotions and stuff in 2.5 hours, but in a song, you can do it in 2.5 minutes. And he's, he does, he has his worship side of things, but he also does like the modern country, like pop country. But with his songs, it's all like biblical, like what a relationship should look like biblically rather than the worldview. And so even his secular music is honestly honoring God. And so I can, I love that about him and his music. And that answer has always stuck with me, because it's so true. Music's like, I'm the music guy. I'm known as that. Like, I love music. I'm always listening to music. And so, I know that how powerful music is. Yeah. And I mean, that statement's just so true. All the emotions you can feel throughout a movie or whatever, you can get that in 2.5 minutes with a song.
Yeah, but like, I mean, going on with that, like, whenever it talks about like the angels in heaven, it never says like, it always says they're singing holy, holy, holy. And like, right there, it's just the angels are worshiping God through music. And so that should show how powerful it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're just saying holy, 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 or they're reading holy, 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 or they're, whatever. It's saying they are singing holy, holy, holy.
Yeah.
And worship is so powerful.
Yeah.
I lead a worship band at school. And well, I say lead, but it's like we're all a team. We all lead.
Yeah.
But I started it, and through our school there has been so much change in our school community just because our worship changed.
Yeah.
And so like, worship is such a huge aspect of everything. And I say, like, if you don't have a time in your day where you worship God, put time in your day to worship God, because it changes a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you say you don't have time, you do have time.
Yeah. Oh, you absolutely do.
You just got to find it,
That's something I was convicted on 4 years ago now, is saying I don't have the time for things and getting that slap of the face saying you do. You just got to prioritize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're going to sleep at 12 and then waking up at like 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon, you have time. Go to bed earlier and wake up earlier and say, I'm going to praise the Lord in this extra time that I have.
Yep.
That's something that always gets me. Like, people who like, stay up so late and then go to bed and like wake up like really late in the day and say, I don't have enough time. It's like, yeah,
get up and get after it.
Kind of, because you're the reason you don't have time. Like, if you went to bed earlier,
right,
and woke up earlier, you would have a lot more time in your day.
Also, if you're going to bed at 12 and waking up at 1 in the afternoon, how much sleep do you need, man? That's a lot.
Yeah, it's over 12 hours. It's 13 hours.
That'd be crazy. My dad could do that.
I could not.
I've done it twice in my life, and it was when I was running on like 2 hours of sleep prior to that and just needed to catch up.
Yeah.
That's it.
For me, it's like the most I get is 6 hours, and then I'm up and I can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, man, with the whole keeping it 100, I call it the keeping it 100 mindset. I just like how we always talk about and where we get the name from is staying 100% authentic and genuine. I see you living that lifestyle and having that mindset as well. I know you as a goober just like us. And have you ever dealt with insecurity and stuff like that, or have you just always been, this is who I am and this is what you're going to get?
Pretty much the second. I mean, I've had a little insecurity, but never about who I am.
Right.
My thing is, it's too much effort to have two different personalities.
That's so good.
It's too much effort to have one personality at home and one personality at church. And sometimes it's not the best thing, because sometimes I do something, people are like, oh, Jesus wouldn't do that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's what I would do at home, and so I'm not going to make myself up to look good. But you know, I am who I am. I am who God created me to be, and you know, it's just too much effort. Like, I'm not gonna try and pretend to be something I'm not. I've always been a firm believer in. Oh, I heard something really good. Here, it was in a song, but it said like, you can't go as far if you pretend to be someone you're not.
Come on.
And it's saying like, you
good.
can't go. You don't get as far if you're already pretending to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're authentic and you're like, I really don't got this, when you can go really far.
Yeah.
Because you're starting from nowhere, truly from nowhere. And so it's just like, I like to see the growth God has in me, and to do that, I have to be willing to not be perfect.
Come on. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's very true.
So, one last question that I thought of that we didn't touch on earlier. How did you get involved in the worship band?
Well, so it's really a God thing. I think it was the first or second year we went to Crossings. I think it was the second year. So I was going out of 7th grade into 8th grade. And at Crossings, they have like these POIs that you do. And you know, you got kayaking, you got, you know, field game, you got all this stuff. And one of them is Heart Song, where you go and you learn to play like a song on an instrument. And I didn't want that. And so I signed up for everything but that. And somehow that ended up being the one I got. And so I was like, I really don't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. I have to.
Yeah.
And so I go, and I'm like, and all my family's super musical. Like, 2 of my older sisters play so many instruments. And so I'd always been around music. And I'm like, I'll just pick bass. It seems like the easiest. And I got it. And I was up there, and I was like, this is actually really fun. And so, you know, we get home from camp, and I tell my mom and dad, I'm like, hey, I want to learn bass. And so 8th grade year, I start at School of Rock in Plainfield, Illinois. School of Rock.
Like Jack Black?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it goes, but basically what it does is you get individual lessons in your instrument, but then they also put you with a band and give you a set list. And at the end, I think ours was like 6 months. And at the end, like, you go and you play like a concert.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we did that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so, you know, I did that, and I kept playing bass. And I moved down here, and I started going to New Hope. And a lot of people in our class knew how to play instruments. Like,
yeah.
You know, we had people who could sing, people who could play guitar, people who could play piano and play the drums. And so we're like, okay. And like we had just been joking around about it for the first half of the year. But winter break, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And so I was the one who like went up to our principal and was like, hey, I want to do this. I will do anything I need to make it happen. Let me do it. Let us do it. And he's like, okay, you know, you guys can do it. Because he Principal Blake Bradley, awesome guy. If you haven't met him, find him and meet him. He is so amazing and so genuine in his faith.
Come on the podcast.
Yeah, and he's so he's so excitable too. Like, he's always excited if you come to him about something. Like, I came to him about this. He's like, yes, let's do it. Like, what can I do to help you?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so we started that, and we did that. And then I think it was summer of freshman year, after freshman year. Evan had, like, just gone off to college, I think. And so we didn't have a bass player. And I went up to Ethan, and I'm like, hey, I can play bass. So if you want to play, if you want a bass player, I'll play. He's like, okay. And then, you know, I started playing. So that's how I got involved. It was just...
That's awesome.
It was boldness. Like,
yeah.
One of the most important things you can have is boldness. God will give you opportunities, but you have to take them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we're like, God, give me an opportunity. And he gives it to you, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And so it's like, when you pray for opportunity, you can't just be wanting it, but you also have to be willing to follow through with whatever God gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because God, if you ask for an opportunity to be kind or bold, He will give you those.
Never ask for patience. Never ask for patience.
Trust me. I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. You ask for patience or self-control, he will test you.
I'm in it right now.
Yeah, so
Current season of life.
that's the joke I always make. It's like, you can ask for anything, but don't ask for patience.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to be tested and tried, do not ask for patience.
You know, any final thoughts for just the listeners? Doesn't have to be anything we talked about, but it could be. So
I do have one final thought.
go for it. Yeah.
I want to talk to people who are leading or like kind of like leaders. First off, everyone has a sphere of influence. Use it. You know, it doesn't matter if you have one friend or 20 friends or 1,000 friends. You know, everyone has a platform. Everyone has an influence. Use it. But when you are leading, lead by example.
Come on.
That is the only way to lead, in my belief.
That'll preach.
If you are not willing to do something, do not lead others to do it. That's how I lead. If I'm not willing to do something, I won't ask someone else to do it. And so that's the best way to lead. That will really help people and make you a strong leader, is if you are willing to do anything, because then everyone else will be willing to too. You know, so just lead by example. Don't be a hypocrite. You know, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you ask someone to do something, also be willing to do it. Yeah, I think that's the most important part of a leader, because we never see Jesus do anything but what he says.
Yeah.
You know, he never says, be bold, and then stays quiet.
Come on.
Yeah, that's so true.
And so lead by example. Don't, you know, and if you're leading by example, make sure you're leading by a good example. You know? And always check yourself, especially if you are in leadership. Check yourself. What am I doing? Like, what am I doing at home? What am I doing out in public? What am I doing when I'm in leadership? Because if you can fix how you act at home, you can fix how you act wherever.
Yeah.
Tagging off of that, that's also why you need community. You're never too good for community. You're never too good to have people check you. So have that good group of community around you, so that way you have people to check you and be like, dude, the heck are you doing right now, man?
Yeah. And it's definitely important to have those people in your life, because there's, you know, there's a difference between, you know, an actual friend or just somebody that you enjoy being around, because an actual, like, good friend is someone who is fun to be around, and two, that will call you out on your mistakes.
Yep.
You know, if you're in a season of struggle where you're, you know, it's just obvious, a good friend will help you with that. They're not going to just be like, get yourself together, bro, you're an idiot or whatever. You know, they're gonna be there for you. They're gonna help you. They will call you out though. And so it's really important to have those people in your life.
Yeah.
Not just the people that, you know, make you feel good, because those aren't actual friends. You know, those aren't the friends that you want.
So when I talk about friendship is always have at least one person who's going to be brutally honest.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, I am that person. I'm a pretty honest person. Not a lot of people like it, but always have someone who will be brutally honest with you.
Yeah.
I have a friend, a really good friend, and a lot of times when they come to me and they're feeling down, they're like, you know, I really don't want to be preached at. Don't preach at me. And I'm like, yeah, well,
Then don't come to me.
Yeah, don't come to me then.
I was like, I love you. I care about you. I want you to feel loved and care about. But sometimes that means not doing what you want. I'm reading a book by John Bevere right now. It's Heart Ablaze.
I love John Bevere.
Heart Ablaze. And something he says in it is God is more concerned. Oh, darn it. He's more concerned about our condition than our comfort.
Come on. Yeah.
And he loves us enough to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Come on.
being comforting is good, but you do need to care more about the condition of whoever you're talking to than their comfort.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to say the hard thing to someone, you shouldn't be their friend.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, you shouldn't be someone they come to for advice. I'll say that. I'll change that.
And don't let them make you back down. You know, like I said a second ago, it's truthfully not a joke though. Like, you know, don't come to me then. If that's not what you want, don't come to me, because that's what you're going to get, because that's what a man of God is called to do.
Yeah, like I always tell people, I'm like, I want to be a preacher. If you're going to come to me, I'm going to preach at you. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's what I'm training myself for.
Yeah.
You kind of have to expect it. And I mean, sometimes you do just need to sit and listen.
Mm-hmm.
But if they come to you for advice, always be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't spare their feelings. Always be honest. Always say, you do need to step up. Something I tell some of the one of the kids at school is I'm like, you have power in what you do, in what you say. There is incredible power in that, and sometimes I see you using it in the wrong way, and you need to step it up. I mean, I don't mean that in like a "you're so trash, get better," but it's in a I see you. You have power in you. I know that. I see what God has placed in you. Use it correctly.
Come on.
Because if you don't use the talents God has given you, He will take them away.
Yeah.
So
That'll preach.
That's so good.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on. I'm sure this is going to be the first of many.
I really hope I get to be back. This was really fun.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anytime I need a guest host, I got another option.
Yeah. I shouldn't be gone much anymore, though. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We'll
hey,
see.
same vice versa if I'm ever gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hit me up.
Got you.
Yeah. But yeah, appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast. It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
Welcome to College Group, baby. Come on.
That's so crazy. You're making me feel old. I feel like an old man.
Probably you, Brock, you two.
Yeah.
You guys have known me the longest.
Yeah.
Like, I think Brock knew me as Ethan Reed, too.
Yeah.
I think Ethan.
He is the unk status, though.
He is. But I think
I love you.
Love you, Ethan.
like-
Come on the podcast,
He's my
please.
Ethan has known me since toddler era.
Yeah.
And now I can drive and hold a job and have a high school diploma.
That's awesome.
So that's probably making him feel old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
It's been a blast. Been a blessing.
Yep.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. We got a lot coming at you. Make sure to enter that giveaway.
Heck yeah.
We have got it coming in hot. Stay tuned on the socials.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure to
To
keep
keep
it
it
100.
100,
Let's
baby.
go.
Let's
We'll catch you
go.
next time.